while keeping your productivity healthy and pressure free? How do you find the vision you want to pursue? And what are the simplest productivity rules worth following? You'll find answers to intentionality and productivity here in this episode, where I'll discuss them with my co host, Magda. Hi, Magda. Where are you? There we go. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see.
Yes. Hello back.
Glad to be back. Today's topic is really interesting for me. Today in the morning, Michael spoke about the same things with the Polish intentionality expert, Dominik Juszczyk. And we would like to kind of tell you everything Michael got to know from Dominik and maybe add anything, something from ourselves, from our experience.
Yes. Because the thing is that um, sometimes people think that productivity is the kind of end in itself. It's like, uh, it's trying to squeeze more tasks and work, into every minute is to like, and Dominic said that he was also in this trap when he was, when he was so happy about optimizing his work when he discovered productivity, he wanted
After
to,
reading Carl's Newport's book, right?
yeah, the deep work, yes. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why he wanted to squeeze everything out of this. And then he realized that he was very productive, but he was completely burned down.
Yeah, he said that he every minute of his day was planned, and
Hmm.
that was exhausting. I can imagine.
That's not sustainable.
Yeah. So productivity in this fetish way, when people really want to be productive just for being productive, it's not good. It's not healthy. It's a little bit toxic, and it doesn't give you any actual outcomes. But if we look at productivity from a little bit different angle, so not as a goal, as an aim, but as a tool, then it's so much better. And yeah, then productivity becomes something else. And we are going to talk about
Yeah, it's
what
like
it becomes.
yeah, it's like when you have tools, to get your job done. When you have a hammer, the hammer is used for a purpose, to put the nails inside of the wooden thingies. So you just hit them with the hammer. Your goal is not to become the hammer. You're not your end goal is not to be the hammer. Your end goal is to build something with the hammer. It's always it's the same. Something I forgot to mention today in the morning podcast is that it's like whenever we talk about Nozbe and about our tool as a productivity tool for our customers, and we always say that we the goal of Nozbe is to stay out of your way, because for you the goal of being productive is not to use Nozbe, is to get your things done using Nozbe, and our tool is there in the background helping you do it, but it should stay out of your way as much as it can, because using our tool is not the goal. The goal is to do what you want to do.
Hmm. Yes, and I think there is a great definition of productivity in this positive sense, that productivity is the art of doing the right things at the right time in the right way, and
Mhm.
probably as extra with the right tools.
Yes. And when you think about it, like, then healthy productivity simply means reaching a point where you act intentionally when the intention is there. And
We spoke about it many times in various episodes, that
Mhm.
for me this intentionality is very difficult. Uh, I've already shared that with you. It's
Mhm.
oversharing maybe a little bit, but I have a problem with this vision of myself and with the intention. I don't really know what's my goal. I know I would like to be healthy and I would like to be happy and I would like my family and my close ones to be happy. But these are kind of general um, things, and it's very difficult for me to specify and define those goals, the vision of me that I would like to strive for. And
Hmm.
probably for you, it's easier. I don't know. Is it like the psychological construct or the fact that you have maybe a higher self esteem, or maybe that you are a man and I'm a woman? I don't know. But probably for you, you'll be able to say more about that, about this intention to strive for a vision of yourself.
I mean, in many aspects, it's the question of um, becoming a better leader, becoming a better, CEO, blah blah blah. But also, for example, we talked about this in the morning podcast that um, it's like when, like, if I go out to do some training, like running or cycling or swimming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Today, actually, I'm doing Pilates. So
Oh.
yes, so I'm doing that because I want to be healthy. Because one of my the visions of me is that I am a healthy adult man who's a dad, and I can still hang out and play and do sports with my daughters, and I don't have the belly, the beer belly. I want to be sporty and fit, and because of that, I have to, because of this vision, I have to make sure that I am intentional with my food, intentional with my eating habits, intentional with my sleeping habits, and intentional with my training habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, when you want to define and describe what this intentionality actually is, Dominic mentioned several words that we could use to bring it to you, like more, specifically. So it's awareness, mindfulness, also honesty with yourself. I think it's important when you
Mhm.
want to find your vision and to be intentional. You
Yeah.
probably need to be honest with yourself, and don't pretend to be someone who you are not. Or yeah, I guess. Apart from that, there is courage. I think you need courage. You need, to be bold, to find, uh, to find this goal, and to decide. Okay, from now on, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. If maybe, I don't know if you need so much courage, but at least you, I mean, I think for me, you know the the awareness of being honest with yourself, it's very important. Like the same thing, being honest with myself is, for example, I want to be fit and, for example, slim, but I cannot be much slimmer because of my age, because it's going to be really difficult for me to to be slimmer than this. So it's like, the same with my sports. I want to be fit, but i I don't have the goal, for example, to run a marathon in certain time. I mean, yes, I want to be better than myself, but uh, I know that each goal like this, I mean, to will will it will be a sacrifice, you know, and which I'm not gonna, which I have to decide if I want to take the sacrifice. So, for example, to run a marathon at some speed, I would have to train much more than I do, you know. So it's a different kind of training. Then I want to run just because I like running, and I want to make sure that I can run and I am fit. It's completely different game, and that's why being honest with yourself is also important, because I also see that when people uh, 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 yeah, I think there's a difference when people have a vision of themselves, like to be fit, versus when they start getting into it and they really want to go for the goals and the milestones and the achievements. Then this mindfulness and being honest with yourself is no longer there.
Okay, because it becomes not
Obsession,
your vision, but yeah, it's something that.
obsession, or what you said, that you start to envision yourself as somebody who you shouldn't be or you cannot be. You know, but
Mhm.
you like it's it's well, anyway, another thing that he mentioned is this book that I haven't read yet by Oliver Berkman, 4,000 Weeks.
Yes, that's because intentionality also requires using time well.
Yeah.
And then Dominic said about that book, and that struck me so much. It's so powerful when you realize. So yeah, let's say what's that all about.
Yeah, it's about it's about the fact that memento mori. Remember, you're gonna die someday, and it means that you only have 4,000 weeks. Uh,
Yes, 4,000 weeks is around 85 years.
mhm,
4,000 weeks. Can
yes,
you imagine? We all have just 4,000 weeks. And those weeks are kind of currency that we pay with for
yes,
anything that we choose or not choose to do. And
yeah,
that's why it's better to choose.
exactly. It's better to choose, and it's better to be mindful, and it's better to be intentional with each week, so that after each week, when you look back, when you do your weekly review on a Friday, you're not like, what did I do this week? Oh, it's just gone, and I just don't remember. Was it worth it? Like this kind of thing. Of course, it doesn't mean that we are changing the world every week, but it also means that we don't go with the flow without any plan or any really intentionality or kind of mindfulness.
Yeah, and maybe that we don't intentionally put ourselves um, to the things and to the places and to the people that we don't want or that cause that we are suffering or that we are unhappy.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, but that's really strong. Can you imagine 4,000 weeks? And apparently, there is, I don't know, is as a bonus to this book, or can you find it on the internet? But apparently, you can get a poster that you can place on your wall. And on that poster, there are actually 4,000 small squares that you have to cross out. You know, like
Mhm.
kids, when you used to wait for holidays or something, and you would cross out the days. So that's what you do with the squares that are counterparts of your weeks of your life. I don't know. I don't know if I would like to do this. Probably it would be so stressful
Yeah,
to see
right.
those squares disappearing.
Um, yeah, and so I don't think I'm ready to, post each week on my wall and start crossing out the walls, the weeks on the wall. Like it is stressful. You're right.
Yeah. So that's the book. If you want, you can read it and you can let us know how did you like it and whether you would be, uh, yeah, brave enough to put the poster like that on your wall. Um, what the next thing that we would like to tackle a little bit is how do you know what's your goal? It's something for me. I
Hmm.
added this small chapter of our episode for me. How to create this vision of you, what you actually want to do. How do you know?
Hmm.
How to find it? And Dominic, maybe not in the conversation that you had with him in the morning, but in his other publications and interviews, he shared several activities like exercises that can help you. And I realized that those activities are very similar to what I do when I do my yearly review. I don't know if you also practice that, Michael,
Hmm.
but it's about this activity when you draw a circle and you divide it into several parts where each part um, is responsible for some aspect of your life. So there's health. You can divide it as you want, but the most popular
Yeah.
parts are health, relationships, money, mood, spirituality, contribution to the society, work. Yes, and
Hmm.
then Dominic suggests to find this vision and to see what's really important for you, to draw yourself in those aspects. Not right what you want to achieve in those parts of your life, but to draw, because apparently that's logical that when you draw, the other hemisphere of your brain starts to work, and this is the one that is more creative. So maybe it lets you be more creative about seeing yourself in the future, in your dreams, in your plans. So that's one activity.
Hmm.
The other one is, we also spoke about it, that you just have to also think of those aspects of your life, and then let go your imagination. Just imagine there is no limits. You can do anything you
Hmm.
want. Close your eyes and just let yourself dream. And by doing so, of course, you create the crazy vision of yourself in those aspects, but then you can rationally cut it a little bit to be more achievable and uh, yeah, rational.
Hmm.
What else? I think he also mentions something about values, that these are those aspects of your life, but apart from, and it's more like about activity, about acting, but there are also values. And when you want to create the vision of yourself to which you want to strive, it's also important to remember about the values that are important for you and that you want to stick to while achieving your goals or while developing yourself as a person. So there are many lists of values in the internet that you can find, and you can just read through and find which are really crucial for you. And for each value, it's really nice to give one example, something specific. It's not like I want to be, I don't know, good or a good Christian or a good person, or I want to be happy, or I want to be just, or I want to be anything, but to also to give actual thing from your life that
Hmm.
would prove that that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's uh, like the saying, uh, again, uh, when you say as a parent, I want to be a good parent. What does that mean? It
Mm-hmm.
means you, I don't know, regularly go with your children, to do something together. You have a regular activity, or that you help them at homework, or or you do something else with them, or the same with your spouse. Like, I want to be a good spouse, so I plan dates, or I don't know, I give flowers. Like something that you like concrete, that means, that kind of reflects who you want to be and what you want to be.
Mm-hmm. And also, one reminder, when you create the vision or when you think of those values, don't act as it has to be forever. Everyone changes and everyone grows. So those values and those the vision of yourself doesn't have to be very stable. It can
Hmm.
evaluate, it can change, and it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with Dominic, that very often what we do is like we choose a person that we want to be in some aspect, like, not because we like, you can never say that I want to be like this guy, because you don't know really how the life of this person looks like,
Mm-hmm.
but this person can symbolize something for you. So for example, um, uh, right now, for example, I want to grow my business just like Nathan Barry from Kit, let's say. And I like the guy, and I really admire him. I'm following him, and I want to be a CEO just like him, in these senses. I don't know him personally, so I cannot say that I want to be like him in all the aspects, but just in this aspect, like as the CEO of this company, I want to lead the company, because when I'm reading how he leads his company, I want to lead in the same way. And it was very nice that Dominic said that at some point in life, he kind of looked up to me as the person who set up this remote work, and is leading a company while working remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, this was kind of a goal, and I was a symbol for him of a person like this. So he wanted to be like me in that sense, and I really like it, because having a person attached to a feature, or to a character trait, it's just very easy to remember, and it's very easy to kind of try to live up to.
Yeah, it's not so abstract. It's something like flesh and bones, actual person that managed to achieve it. So probably
Exactly.
you can do this as well. He calls it avatar. It was so funny
Avatar.
that he called you that you
I
were
was
his
his avatar.
avatar at the time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because again, that's the thing. Very often we uh, 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 like we like when we look up to people, we just know some aspect of their lives, so we don't, so it doesn't mean you approve of everything this person does. You say
Mhm.
that you like how this person does that, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so we said about creating this vision of yourself and setting those goals or something that you want to strive for.
Hmm.
And then we come back to productivity. Productivity should be a tool for you for reaching this vision,
Yeah, but
not the other way around. It should be a tool.
Yeah, but before we dive into that, let's talk about a productivity tool that is sponsoring this podcast. This podcast is sponsored, as always, by Nozbe. And today is special because we are starting this 2 week moment when there is the Black Friday weeks and the Black Friday offers. And we are starting early this year because um, we kind of were tired of our customers asking us before Black Friday, when is the Black Friday offer showing up? So we wanted to, kind of go a little bit earlier. And as much as I realized, either today on the 19th or tomorrow on the 20th, most of the companies are launching their Black Friday offers. I'm also flooded with emails from other companies, with the same offers. So we're starting today on the 19th. That in the next 2 weeks until the Black Friday, including the Black Friday and the Black Friday weekend, you can get your Nozbe account. If you buy a Nozbe account for a year, you get 3 extra months, which is a great deal because if you already buy for a year, like for two reasons. If you buy for a year, it's already discounted. It's a better price. So you basically are saving 2 months already. And then on top of it, we give you 3 months extra, which is really cool because if you order today, you will have your Nozbe app for the rest of this year, for the next year, and then for the beginning of the following year. So you're suited up. You have your
Yeah, you
tool.
covered 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically covering almost 3 years in that sense. So that's why I actually like the timing of the Black Friday offer, and I like giving this extra months to our customers because I know then that they will have the tool for the whole next year, and then also for the January and February of the following year to make sure that they can start the year great.
Yeah,
And
it's great for doing summaries, reviews. Nozbe is really nice for lists, for comparing, for seeing the progress. So it's a good timing.
yes, and how to do it? Like if you are signed up for Nozbe already, you can just um, you can basically just log into your account, and you will have a banner with the special offer. And again, within this, I mean, until Black Friday weekend, when you order for a year, automatically you will get the 3 months extra. So and you can order several times if you want, but don't tell anyone.
Yes, there are
Um,
people like
and
that
so
who has
so
Nozbe until 2030.
yeah, we have customers who have Nozbe until 2040. So there are people who really like our app, and the thing is that so you don't have to put any special coupon code or anything like this. Like when you order for a year in this time span, you're gonna automatically get the 3 months, and of
Yeah, the
course,
promo will be valid until Cyber Tuesday, which is the 2nd of December.
yes, exactly. So make sure to give it a try. If you need more information, nozbe.com/promo. You have all the information there. But anyway, also the money back guarantee is still there. So if you are new to Nozbe, but you think the offer is great, which it is, you can get it, get the extra months. But if you don't like Nozbe within the first month or so, let us know. We'll give you the money back. So you are not risking anything. We've been in business for almost 19 years now, and we are in the business of just making great relationships with our great customers.
Yeah,
So
we don't need unhappy and frustrated customers.
exactly. So and 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 if you need more validation, then and you're not sure about Nozbe, then you can just listen to one of our customers say how great Nozbe.
when we've been around for about 10 years, our business has, and we've been using Nozbe for about 8 of those years. And as we grew, we kind of got to the point where I just couldn't remember everything anymore. I'm pretty organized. I would just kind of keep everything in my head and with post-it notes and things like that. And it just got to be too much. And so I started looking around for some sort of project management software that could help me set up really a trusted system. But really, I just wanted a system where I could know that I had everything in there. I wasn't going to forget anything. I wasn't going to drop any balls for our clients or miss deadlines.
Okay, so let's get back to productivity then.
To productivity as a tool, not as a goal itself.
Mm-hmm.
And what you emphasized with Dominic as well in the morning was the fact that everyone's system, the productivity system, has to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic, in one of the interviews, he said how frustrated he was when, after 3 years of reading all the books and doing all the tests and really, really trying hard to build the perfect system, he finally managed to do this, and it was working perfectly for him. And then he started recommending those productivity rules that worked for him to other people. And they were saying, it doesn't work. It's crap. What you were trying to teach me, it doesn't work. And that's because everyone is different and everyone needs a different approach when trying to find their perfect organizational and efficiency rules.
Yeah, we were talking with Dominic about the Strengths Finder, the Gallup Strengths Finder method.
Exactly.
How to find your strengths. And he was doing, back in the day, like 10 years ago almost, he was doing a training for us about Strengths Finder. What we realized in our company is that most of us are learners. So learning is one
Not
of our
me.
yeah, which is strange because you're a very quick learner. But learner strength is for people who like learning for the sake of learning, just for fun, like it is fun for them. But also achievers like yourself. So there are many strengths. And the thing is, the strengths that are ingrained in your brain, that are wired in your brain, they're not. It's hard to say that there are better and worse strengths. It's just this is kind of a description. These strengths describe you. So knowing your strengths and knowing which are not your strengths, you know how to help yourself also to achieve things. So for example, just like myself, I know that I am not big on consistency. So I do everything I can. I have Nozbe reminding me. I have the tasks. I have reminders. I have people like you or Emilia from our team to do stuff for me, or Pavel. So I create a system around me to help me with consistency. That this way I know that this is not my strength. My strength is different. I am the maximizer, the achiever. I have different things. So I can work in my strengths and build systems around my weaknesses, so that people who have these strengths help me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And every person with different strengths, they should approach their productivity differently. As you said, in your case, it works like that. If there are people who really are, I think it's called relator, that they are really into relationships and building strong relationships in whatever they do, then motivation for them and something that would make sure their productivity system works would be involving other people and relations into this. There are people whose strengths is I don't remember, but those are people who, when they say something, they have to do this. It's like
Okay.
total responsibility. And so those people, it's a great tip for them that they should share with other people their goals. Okay, I want to write a book, or I want to do this and this, or I want to lose weight, or I want to learn French. Then if they share with someone that, okay, until by the end of the year, I will go to B1 level of Spanish language or something like
Mhm.
this, and then they will have to do this because their personality is like that, that if they promise something, that they would do something, they would have to do something. So everyone should, I don't know if it's always this Gallup Clifton strengths assessment is the best way, but it's great to know yourself
Mhm.
and to find your strengths and weaknesses, and only then start building your productivity system. You have to take that into consideration, because if you use other people's tips and tricks, they won't necessarily work for you, because yeah, because that's not it's not you.
Yeah, completely, completely. That's why each productivity system is so um, it's so personal. It depends on you. That's why uh, when you give anyone advice about productivity, like we do here on this podcast, we always say, from our point of view, we give you different examples so you can pick and choose the ones that work for you.
However, we think, and Dominic Juszczyk as well,
Hmm.
that there are several pillars that actually are important in everyone's system.
Hmm.
So, first thing that he suggested, number one, is keeping the list of tasks in one place. It can be paper, it can be whatever, it can be application like Nozbe, but it has to be just one place, just to avoid the situation when you are looking for something and you are wasting your time and you are frustrating and using your motivation. So keeping things in one place.
Yeah, I mean, it's always it is a basic productivity rule that works for everyone. Like, if you have things in one place, you will not lose them. If you have the same system to put things in this place, like you will know where to find them. Like, I know it sounds obvious, but people are putting stuff in many different places, and later they.
Yes, post-it, notebooks, notes on their phone, in the calendar, in the application, in another application. It's tiring.
Yes, completely.
Number two is planning your day and deciding what you are going to do today. Every single day in the morning, you have to know what you are going to do. For some people, it can be just looking at their lists and choosing the task they want to tackle. For some people, it can be calendar that is blocked for everything and every event and every task they want to take up. Mm, Anything, but you need to know what you are going to do today. And the very important thing, don't feel every tiny minute, because it's 100% certain that you will have some fires, some urgent situations, some problems, some issues, some uh, begging people coming to you, please help me because I can't do this. So always take this small margin for fires.
Yeah. Planning your day means basically knowing, also again, knowing yourself, knowing in which part of the day you'll be more focused, in which part of the day you will not be that focused, when you need a break, when you need your lunch, when you're going to get hungry, like all that stuff you need to know. And that's why you have to take it under consideration. And it's like whenever I was speaking about when we had the episode about my weekly template. So I said that, for example, I am not this person who starts the day with the most important task. I prefer to start to get warmed up. I prefer to get the to get up to speed. So I prefer the first 2 hours of the day, spend them on light tasks, maybe a meeting. So very often I schedule like our marketing meeting, our directors meeting, like depending on the day, and only then at 11 I start. I'm warmed up and I can work in a focused way. And this happened to me today. Like today, I was because we are in recording in Europe, so right now it's past 3 p.m. in Europe, and today, after I was recording the morning podcast, I could almost instantly, dive in and start working on a big task, and I made a great progress on this task. So again, I've I felt accomplishment in the morning. I recorded a podcast with Dominic, and then I started just working on a big thing, which was different, which was like a different task. And again, I have maybe I haven't finished all of it, but I made significant progress, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, so that's another trick, that when you are planning your day, plan the big milestones like the frogs,
Yes.
but as well plan several tasks like the warm
Yes.
up task or the low energy tasks,
Mhm.
because it's pretty sure that you will have the times during the day when you will be weaker and less
Mhm.
motivated and less effective, and then you can still do something which is not so requiring
Yeah,
and
completely.
demanding. Number three, after keeping everything in one place and planning your day, is managing new commitments and the incoming requests.
Mhm.
That's very important, because it's always the art of of resigning from something. When you take up the new thing, you have to resign from something, because your like your capability isn't endless. So you always need to have your own way of like managing those new things coming in.
Yeah, and it's also important to learn to manage them also with your boss, with your boss and with your peers. Like if somebody says, "Hey, Magda, I need you to do this," then you're like, "Yeah, Michael, great, I can do this, but I'm right now working on this other thing. So do you want me to drop the other thing right now?" And then so this way, for well, first you have to be judged for yourself. But if this really there's a conflict, you have to ask, if this incoming thing is much more important than this thing you're working on. So it's always, being smart about what you're working on and how you handle these incoming requests and how do you prioritize them.
Yes, there is this theory that first you have to see if this incoming thing is important. If it's important, then you have to see if it's more important than the thing that you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Then you have to check if it's urgent. If it's
Mhm.
urgent, then you have to see if you are the only person who can do this and if it's really urgent. Then you can see there are several things that you have to check,
Mhm.
and then also of course be brave enough to discuss that with your superior. But I'm not sure if it's always possible. We are living in kind of ideal world in Nozbe, uh, but probably in some other agencies or corporations or I don't know, companies, it's not so easy. There are things coming in, it's so stressful and everyone is so tense that maybe there is no space for this kind of management. I don't know.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I mean, you always have the agency, and the thing is that when I'm listening to stories like this, I'm like always thinking that somebody is not managing their expectations right. Somebody has to learn uh, uh, how to sit down and talk. It's like we had the whole discussion about this with Dominic um, uh, that whenever he goes as a consultant to a company, very often he asks the superior, "What do you expect of this person?" And then he asks this person, "What do you think your superior expects of you?" And very often these expectations are not met, are not aligned. And
Mhm.
so that's for him, this is one of the red flags. Like if the expectations are not aligned, hey, I think we need to discuss something here, because very often there is like, I think he wants me to do this, so I will better do this. But then the other person is like, no, 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 but I want this other person to do that, not do this. Like it's the expectations, the alignment of expectations. It's really important to discuss it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Another pillar of productivity is weekly review.
Yeah.
This is like something that you cannot skip, uh, because it lets you check the progress. It lets you review how you are doing and whether you are using right tools, whether your approach is right, and also if you have this vision to which you are striving, then the weekly review lets you check quickly if you're aligned and if you are still going to the right direction, and then either you need to change your vision or the things that you do. So yeah, weekly review is a must.
Yeah, that's why we made weekly review a pillar of our, of the way we work at Nozbe. That we made sure that we dedicate the whole Friday for weekly review and personal development. But weekly review is the must. That's why we always say that on a Friday, weekly review is so important. That if you have to do something on a Friday, it has to be the weekly review.
I just wanted to share with you that in person, but maybe I could do that also in public. I'm now working on Polish Wikipedia Michael's article about Michael Lewinsky. And I was looking for some articles that were published featuring you. And there was one, or even three, I think, articles about the 4-day work week. And there was always a part about the fact that in Nozbe there is a kind of 4-day work week because we have our Fridays, and we devote Fridays to weekly review and then to personal development. And most of those articles were from Polish IT related communities or I don't know, portals. And in most of them, people were criticizing that how can you devote 20% of your time to retrospectives? Because they treated weekly review as a retrospective. They first they didn't read that. Then we can.
I don't think they know what weekly review is.
That's one thing, and then the second thing is they didn't read until the end when we say that the rest of the day can be devoted and spent on personal development or professional development. But yeah, how can you spend 20% of your time on retrospectives? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, weekly review, it's not only the review of the past week. It's also, planning next week. Like you're planning next week, you're reviewing also the incoming week. You're reviewing your commitments for the next week. So you're making sure that what happens. Speaking of the 4,000 weeks, you're preemptively making sure that this next week that you're gonna use out of your 4,000 is gonna be used well. And this is your last chance. The Friday, it is your last chance to make sure that something is not happening that you don't want to happen, because you can still cancel it or you can still postpone it or whatever. So weekly review, it's not only about retrospective, it's about also the future. So that's the first thing. And second thing, of course, as you said, they didn't realize that after weekly review there is still time for personal development. And
if weekly review is regular, it takes like 20-30 minutes, and then you have plenty of time for yourself.
Exactly. And if it's not regular and you're skipping your weekly review, remember what all the Getting Things Done gurus are saying. Weekly review has to be done at least once a month.
I love it. So yeah, we told you about intentionality and about the fact that productivity shouldn't be the goal, and you don't want to be productive. You want to be productive to achieve your goals and to work better and to be more happy and fulfilled person. And productivity understood this way is much easier to build because you just, yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to say that Dominic said. He said that the tools that we are using for productivity are totally less important than habits. Yes. And anything that has to be supported by habits, any tool won't work if you don't have habits. And that's so important.
I mean, yeah, because when you have habits in place, they help you execute better. It's more effortless to do things. It's like this thing that we have. We are recording this podcast every 2 weeks, so it's kind of effortless. We know that every other Wednesday, we're going to be here. We're going to be recording this podcast. So we prepare everything in place. We have a whole template for that, all that stuff. But also, like for like every day, it's good to have this kind of habits of things that you do habitually, because when you do them habitually, it's like different kind of the brain. It's not the same brain that is for responsible for creativity and for decisions. There's the other brain. You make them. It's like this very simple example. When you are a good driver, when you drive a car, you can think about completely different things while driving the car, because driving car is completely effortless for you. And you can be thinking about you can be basically daydreaming when you're driving in the car, which of course is you have to watch out and all that stuff, but it all happens pretty automatically. I remember when I was young, I asked my mom is a great driver, and I asked her, how do you switch gears? like is it true that you first have to press this and then switch the gear and whatever? And my mom was like, I don't know. And she was like, yeah. And she did it, and it was like, yeah, you have to do that, because she forgot. Because
Yeah, it's the same with me. Sometimes when I'm driving, I usually drive manual cars, and I have to remember what's the when my kids ask me, "Mom, where
yeah,
is clutch, or where are brakes?" And I
yeah,
said, first there is clutch, then there is brakes, and then there's gas. I press it all the time, but I can't say in
exactly.
what order.
Exactly,
It's,
because you're like, and it's the same. For example, when I was explaining to people, for example, the way that when you touch type, when you type fast on the keyboard, that the cool thing about it is that you like the words that you want to type are not going through your brain anymore. They happen automatically. Your fingers are typing, so it's the same thing, and that's why habits are great, because they help you offload part of your brain which is responsible for creative thinking, and then you have more time and you are better prepared to do deep work, be creative.
today, when you were talking to Dominic, I had a consultation with one of Nozbe users, and he had almost 200 tasks in the incoming and 200 tasks in his single tasks. And I asked him how can he even live with this? How he managed not to get the heart attack yet with such a burden of overdue tasks, because like
Yeah,
180 were overdue. And I said, I don't know. I'm just, once heard in your podcast that you need to clear your mind. So like sometimes I'm driving and then I writing everything in Nozbe, and I put it to my single tasks. And I said, okay, and then nothing. I just keep them there. And I said, oh my God, that's not okay. That's great. That's the first step. But then you have to clean it and you have to
yeah, you have to do the
reorder
weekly
it
review.
and do something. And he said,
Hmm.
oh, yeah, you're right. So sometimes you need more than one nice habit to get it done.
Yeah, and if you want to just again, if you want to do one intentional habit, then just do the weekly review on a Friday.
Yeah. It will.
Okay, so anyway, thank you so much, Magda, for this show again, and uh, I hope that our listeners have taken some of the intentionality from this episode. Again, it's good to devote some part of your Friday when you do your weekly review also to this vision of yourself, to this vision, to what to the avatars, to the things that we mentioned on this show, to know who you want to be, where you want to go, and to make sure that each week gets you closer to these visions, to these, to these realities, makes them a reality. So whatever you do, it gets you closer. And hope this has been helpful. And remember that if you want to get it all organized, you can do it in Nozbe, and now you can get 3 months extra if you if you get Nozbe for a year. This is a special Black Friday, Black Weeks, Black time offer. And make sure to subscribe now, to upgrade now, and you'll get the 3 months automatically, and you're covered by our full money back guarantee. And on the other hand, you'll be equipped with a great tool for years to come if you sign up today. More details on nozbe.com/promo. And if you're signed up for Nozbe, you can just upgrade there, and that's it.
That's right. Thank you so much. And let us know in the comments what you think about this vision and 4,000 weeks. And would you dare to put the poster with the 4,000 squares on your wall? Let's be in touch.
Exactly. So thank you so much, and take care. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for being an amazing listener of the No Office podcast. Every other Wednesday, we meet to talk about productivity and hybrid lifestyle, because we believe that work is not a place to go, it's a thing to do. It's a special gift only to No Office podcast listeners. When you sign up for Nozbe using this link, nozbe.com/podcast, you'll get $30 of credits, which you can use to upgrade to Nozbe Premium. Nozbe helps thousands of smart business owners and their teams get their professional and private life organized in a single app in a simple way. And Nozbe is free for up to 3 active projects and 3 people on your team. So start today and claim your free bonus credits, which you will later need to upgrade to unlimited projects. Once again, thank you for being an amazing listener. Thanks for your support and for spreading the word about our No Office podcast and Nozbe. See you and hear you in the next episode, and in the meantime, claim your bonus credits here.